the beer looking right. I think we probably need to come down a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think it looks.
We have
that
headroom. We have this. We have just under 8 inches of headroom. Okay. All right. Is it 5? No, we have a few moments here. But
the pause that refreshes.
why do you think the day went so fast today?
Well, I don't know, because this morning wasn't overly fast, but all of a sudden time started flying by, and I was in the paint booth, and
I know. I looked up. I'm like,
it was
wow,
3,
it's
and
like
I'm like,
2, and I don't think anything's actually gotten painted all the way
no.
yet. So
No, and I kind of knew that's the way it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was 3, and then it was 4:30.
Yeah. And now it's 5.
There you go.
And hey, everybody, this is Matt from Texas Toast Guitars. Welcome to our hour of power in the middle of Ike from Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, and Dylan from Dylan Pickups, Dylan Talks Tone, one of the last guys who still actually puts his name on the pickup, and he's the guy winding it pickups.
Yep. And every pickup that says Dylan, he's the one that wrote Dylan on it.
You think he'll ever get a
With
laser for that
with the
or
electric
something?
pencil? Well, maybe, because he's talked about getting a laser.
That's what
as soon as they get, their house thing, and have a little more room, he's going to get at least one laser.
Did you see the Dylan pickups that had the custom, like, I don't know what
The
you call
Damascus
it, like
steel
yeah,
look?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think he was working with Steve
He
from
did.
Maximum
Yep.
Guitar Works on that.
Yeah, he told me that's where those came from.
That was neat.
I Although
like
maybe
that.
we shouldn't give that away.
What's that?
Retracted.
Okay, if it was me,
And
that's where I'd
redacted.
go. But I don't know where.
Yeah, I don't know where he went. Yeah, he
I'm
folded
sure.
his own.
Well, hold on. Let's see. Dylan says he might get a laser, but he says he'll always engrave his name. That's a cool, like a handmade little touch. I think that's excellent. So Dylan's here, and Andy the Saint's here. Paul McNary's here. Dan Andreas is here. Lefty O is here. NSJ Guitars is here. Shark Air is here. And a bunch of other people that you're just not on the screen right now, but you're still here, and I love all you guys. Shark Air wants to know what are my thoughts or your thoughts on carbon fiber rods in the neck. And Van Shank Guitars is here too. Doc is here. Daryl Hazelwood is here. SS is here. Tim C is here. You guys know who you are. You're here. I would like to know why Shark Air has so many email addresses, but we'll talk about carbon fiber rods for a moment.
What do I think about them?
Yes. What do you think about them?
I think if you want to use them, cool.
I mean, that's kind of how it was.
If you don't want to, I think under most normal circumstances, probably don't really need them.
It's probably
for a guitar.
Is there a do you think that there is a downside? Like, if there isn't an upside, is there a strike in the negative column other than cost?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know that there's.
Now there are people that talk about the less wood you have in the neck, it's less good. It's detrimental to the tone of the guitar.
Yeah, the more glue and other crap like that you have. People,
you want to use a single acting truss rod because it's smaller, so you don't have to take as much wood out, and blah blah blah, and da da da.
And since we're giving our opinions today, I think that is horse manure.
I think all of that stuff is ridiculous. That dude that builds stuff for Billy Gibbons weight relieves the necks. And he doesn't, he hogs out a bunch of stuff.
I wonder if they even have
under the
adjustable truss rods, or if there's just carbon fiber in there.
That they may, that might be the way to do it. You could certainly do it with the super light strings he uses and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how else you make a 5-pound Les Paul, but
but styrofoam. So. Yeah, if you want to put carbon fiber rods, if that makes you feel better about it, cool.
Okay. Here's another upside to that. Could be like that's our thing at Shark Air guitars is carbon fiber rods in every guitar we make or whatever. So
yeah,
there
absolutely
you go.
could be.
Sales
Yeah,
pitch,
gee, that sounds sort of like another brand we know. Kiesel does that.
Oh, do they? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's cool.
Hey,
whatever.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Do what you want.
But I don't think you absolutely have to have them. I know you don't have to have them.
No,
I've seen it.
There's a lot of guitars that have been around for 70 years that don't have carbon fiber rods that are still in service.
So, yeah. Yep. Yeah. The 12 string. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. What bass? Probably that.
Yeah, bass isn't a bad place to put one. Yeah, because there's a lot more neck on a bass.
But yeah, 24 3/4 scale guitars, especially maple.
Yeah.
And if you get a multi-piece neck, then then it's not necessary. But I doubt that.
We did put one in because we could on the octave neck on the hater maker.
It's just got a stringer of carbon fiber, I think.
No, doesn't it? It has a truss rod.
It might have a little truss rod.
Yeah, because I think we found a wee truss rod, so we put it in.
A mandolin truss rod.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? That's the reason that the fretboard is so many frets. Is because we had to cover up.
That's right.
The weeest truss rod you could get was still.
It's like a 24.
It's 24 fret. Yeah, double or octave neck. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I forgot all about.
I think we did it because for symmetry, so the headstock had the same look. We could have done it without, but the first octave neck I made just has a giant steel bar down it, no truss rod.
Also works great.
Yeah.
So, Chris, you know what today's episode is entitled? And thank you for tuning in to another episode, by the way, and thank you to the members of our live studio audience who are here. Got a handful of guys from the Build a Classic Les Paul workshop who are still in the shop. Some of the other guys left. We're going to meet back for I got some Dave's hot chicken too. We're going to meet back at Los Tres Garcias and have some food tonight. That should be fun. We went to Odyssey Beer Works, the Great American Beer Works last night. That was fun.
It's like a week-long Cridman celebration.
That's right, because tomorrow
it's like if you have a birthday week, this is Cridman week, even though it's not. Yeah, but it sort of feels like it. So
now that dovetails nicely into the topic for tonight, Chris, which is that this year for Christmas there's no presents. Instead, I'm going to give you my opinions.
Oh, okay. I'm giving a donation to the Human Fund for everybody. Yeah.
Again, I think that's from
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Episode,
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about. Hold on. Let's take a super chat from our good buddy Doc, who asks.
I'm surprised he's not driving because I'm pretty sure he's driving down.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. He wants to know, or he sent us some bucks and says, class beer and taco fun. Cridman is coming.
Yep.
Dan says that spot has the nicest view. I'm glad you took us there. That was a fun lunch when we went. Ken Tipton wants to know what exactly did the octave neck do, or how was it tuned? Well, let's talk about that for a moment. And,
okay.
Yeah.
The octave neck was tuned an octave higher.
Yeah. So it was E to E.
E to E. Yeah. So it was like third string.
Yeah.
D, plays second fret. That's that E. That's your low E. And then Or
the 12th fret.
Or the 12th fret. Yeah, you could do it that way too. Yeah.
So what is it?
It's like putting a capo on the 12th fret only.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, everything's
and then adding 12 more frets.
Yeah, the whole idea is that you can play kind of mandolin sounding things without having to learn mandolin.
Now that was what it was originally intended for, because what Semi Mosley and other guys back in the day did.
Yeah, and old studio guys, if you could play two instruments, you got paid double. So yeah.
Now, what does it do in real life?
Just
nothing.
Looks cool.
It's a third neck.
Maybe not even look that cool. It looks like stubby arm. But you feel inclined to play it. Yeah, and
it's fun.
Then it's like plinky and yeah.
So one of my opinions that I've been thinking a lot about lately is it's two of them actually, and I want to know what you guys think about this. Back in the Cold War era, everything seemed to be a little more unique. You know what I mean? So like, and everything is more homogenous now. So like back in the 50s and 60s, and into the 70s even, like cars were cooler. Appliances were available in avocado green.
Okay.
You know, and guitars were there was a lot of different kinds.
Okay.
Now it has all been distilled down into there's these pods that people drive around in. Every appliance is stainless steel and a box, and every guitar is either a Strat or a Les Paul or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
like what is it about? Like, remember when guitars were a little more fun? Like I go, like I would imagine a lot of you guys might look at your guitar collection and go, geez, I got a bunch of Strats, or gosh, I got like 18 Les Paul, and that's cool. But remember when you could go into a guitar shop and there was all kinds of neat stuff, and now it's like, man, there's just these couple things in there. You know, there's versions of other people making the same thing that somebody else already makes, and a version of a Telly or whatever, and you know, I was about to say, and that's cool, but it's not cool. It's kind of boring. So I think it's boring that everything gets turned into like this distilled, homogenous thing.
Yeah.
And everything becomes a Strat.
Well, yeah. If we take this away from the guitar world, or we could even keep it in the guitar world, I think there was a time when a lot of guitar companies made most of the stuff that went on their guitars. So their guitar was unique.
Okay.
And at some point, they farmed all of that stuff out to somebody else, or somebody else, and so a lot of parts get repurposed, and guitars start looking the same.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Well, I think I follow you. Like as soon as you put a Telecaster control plate on something, you know it's a Telecaster control plate.
Yeah. Or let's take shop tools. We can buy the same oscillating spindle sander from Grizzly, Harbor Freight, Rigid. Yeah, there's a whole bunch, and it's basically the same machine.
Triton or whatever,
and none of those companies make that machine. Somebody in China, and there's probably a world of other names that sells that same thing.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Well, I think so, but it just seems like I'm a little bit bummed out by the unimaginativeness of some guitar builders. Like you and I spent a lot of time developing our guitar and making it's familiar, but it's still unique. You know what I mean? So like, and let's take a quick super chat from Andrew St. Pierre, who says, "Cribman beers for the class." Oh, God bless you, Andy. That's so kind of you. You know, Andy was supposed to be here this week and couldn't make it. And so what we're doing for him is we're building him a super excellent Challenger Level 2 maple top with a bunch of neat stuff. And that I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. And he still owes us a trip out here. We still have to.
Oh, yeah. Or we need to go out there, because don't we have his code for his liquor store thing? Or don't we have his code for the liquor store in his neighborhood that like still has an account?
Oh, maybe. So we still buy burritos from Chipotle once a month on Andy.
Man.
Unbeknownst to him.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows it. He'll catch on.
No, we don't.
Eventually.
But every time I use the app, his credit card's there, and it's like, yeah, you want to use this one? No, I'll use mine.
Bobby Dill sent us the super chat and says, "Fun is exactly what I put in my latest build. Thinking back on weirdly cool guitars. I'll send it. Please do, Bobby. And by the way, your Challenger Level 2 white limba guitar is ready for pickup.
Here getting dusty.
I'm not letting anybody play. Oh, Ken, hold on. The super chats are coming in fast and furious. Ken Tipton says the wild designs didn't sell as well as conventional, so we are at a point where the guitars are available dictated. Okay, all right. So Ken says very accurately that you make what you make and people buy what they buy, and if those two things don't jive together, you stop making the thing that doesn't sell.
Well, there was
and I have an opinion about that too. I want to get to.
So the advent of the electric guitar, the heyday of the electric guitar was late 50s, early 60s, right?
My opinion is no, it's 2023.
Well, no,
these are the good old days.
But what I mean is in the past, and then there was a huge downturn in guitar sales, and a lot of companies went out of business.
Yes.
Only the strong survive.
Yes.
So that's why for the longest time, seemingly all you could get was a Fender or a Gibson, because Harmony and everybody else was, pretty much gone. And there was Japanese stuff, but then it took, somebody like Hamer and then PRS to really bring it back, and then all of a sudden you had, but by then Fender and Gibson was entrenched. And then the idea that the old stuff was better than the new stuff, and when you have, only those two brands and you have all this old stuff and the new stuff is maybe okay. Anyway.
But do you remember when you would go into so you and I spent a lot of time in the same area, like you go into Bobby's Music on Broadway, or did you ever go to Cadillac Guitars when Jinx owned it on Ohio Street or well, he had like a lot of neat stuff. This would have been like 82, 83.
Yeah, I wasn't into it
in that time. And like you walk into well, here's one thing that you don't have anymore is small independently owned shops, except for like Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store. But like everything now is kind of like either Guitar Center or Sweetwater or whatever. I don't know what. But it used to be you'd go into a guitar shop in Denver, especially. Everything was a mom and pop guitar store, and by that everything was an independent guitar shop. And some of the times they had new stuff, and some of the times they had used stuff. One of the coolest places was National Speaker Sound, and the two locations that they had were always had lots of neat.
I think
stuff.
I got in right at the end of that.
Okay.
At the one on Broadway, I went in a few times, and it was pretty cool. A lot of those places, it was fun to like stop by once a week.
Oh yeah,
because
they were always getting
rotating
cool stuff.
Thing of cool stuff. There was Crescendo Music in Littleton, was a big one. Bobby's Music, I'd go there when I could
all the time.
Pawn shops, back when pawn shops were a viable place to buy an instrument, and
still fun to go to. So Rockbox says, don't forget Bernie Rico, BC Rich was battling along with Hamer. And that's something, I want to talk about that a little bit too.
There are several companies that were doing stuff, but
Tom says Cold War, everyone was still trying to build the one guitar to do it all. Lefty O says no one wants to end up with the Edsel of guitars, and SS says Parker Fly is his vote for the Edsel of guitars. Brad Guitar Miller sent us a super chat and says, Christmas beers for the class. Sad I couldn't spend my birthday week building a TTG Les Paul. Glad I have two non-boring cool guitars. And thank you so much, Brad. And Shark Air, I want to talk about your thing. What do I think about straight string pull on the head? So is your
you can't hardly you can sort of tell.
This one has more water in it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only difference. It's a lighter beer.
Yeah. But remember though, but there used to be a time when you would go into a shop, and I'm gonna write down Shark Air's thing about string pull. There was a time you could go into a shop and you could look at all kinds of neat stuff. So and those days are sadly it's not like it used to be. But I have another question for you, and I have an opinion about this, Chris. And Rockbox, this goes out to you too. Like everybody wanted the 54 Strat and the 62 Strat and the 59 Les Paul. Well, now there's reissues of all that stuff. And so, but there's still Strats and Les Pauls, and there's reissues of 61 SGs and 52 Telecasters and Esquires and this, that, and the others. What's the next one going to be? Like, what are people going to go, man, you know what I wish I could get? I wish I could get a reproduction, 1970, whatever, all Koa, neck through BC Rich Mockingbird, or like what's the next one going to be? Okay, because in a lot of the industries that I like to goof around in that aren't guitar, there's a very real, they don't make that anymore. Wouldn't it be neat if, there's somebody who's still making that particular operating system? Let's see if we can get them to make it in this, in this format. And they make small runs of them, and everyone snatches them up, and they're good. Because for example, I have an old BC Rich, I don't know, Ironbird, whatever. And it's old enough to where it's cool, and I don't want anything to happen to it. but I still want to play it out. Wouldn't it be neat if I had that guitar that I could take out and play?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's the next one of those going to be? It might be a BC Ridge, or it might be a Hamer, or it might be insert name of
I would
guitar
think
here.
well, and I'm probably wrong. I don't pay that much attention to what's going on in the guitar world. I hate to admit that.
No,
but,
and I don't either.
I as the guitar playing population moves on and ages, I think 50s and 60s instruments don't hold as much allure to a lot of newer players as the stuff that they wished they could get when they were in maybe high school
in 2000.
yeah, but they can't.
yeah.
You know, and yeah, 2000 seems like a vintage guitar.
I wish I could get one of those PRS SEs with the
yeah.
light up inlay that looks like a bat or whatever the
yeah
thing was.
yeah whatever it is. Yeah,
was.
and I would and so and maybe they're doing it, but Ibanez seems primed to do you know, from artists to gems to
I think the Ibanez artist would be a
JS
great one to bring back.
And maybe they have done some of that.
I wish that
see a
Yamaha
whole
would
bunch
bring
of
back
people,
that SG whatever it was.
You know, and stuff that maybe the generation before you thought was really cool. That's the way it is for me.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Chris, because a couple of there's no BC Rich anymore. I mean, there's no Hamer anymore, but I mean, there is, but there isn't. But Yamaha and Ibanez are still there, and they could be both primed to be like, let's reintroduce
they
this
could
thing that
flip a switch almost. And start making some of that.
Wouldn't that
stuff
be
again.
something?
Yeah, and you know, they still make gems and they still make but I don't know that they've done a big throwback to. I mean, because I think the new gem it's probably still mostly the gem, but it's got little refinements versus let's go back to the Arctic white.
The tree of life
and tree of life and all of that stuff.
Or what about the Ibanez artist?
Yeah, well, those are cool.
Or what about the Yamaha? What's the Carlos Santana Yamaha?
That's an SG. SG
2000,
5000.
Okay,
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Japanese are very, very good at numbering things. So
that was such
higher
a
the number,
guitar.
the better the guitar.
Okay.
So the SG 10,047.
And they had stuff that looks kind of like that, but like, man, wouldn't it be neat to have like the set neck thing with the brass plate in it that like the bridge bolts to? And
you pick up one of those guitars and it's a guitar.
You're picking.
This is
and it's loaded with
this
inlay.
Is the good shit. Yeah. This just feels like an instrument.
All right.
So heavy guitars may make a comeback.
Heavy guitars might make a comeback
this week.
Now, Andrew St. Pierre says, I didn't grow up lusting after a TTG Challenger, but I think they are the coolest guitar out there and scratches all the classic itches and still thoroughly modern. You know what? I couldn't agree more, Andrew. And I'm definitely biased. It's my favorite guitar. And I've worked so well. I put in every single time that there's been work on a Challenger, I've done at least some of it. And you've done at least some of it.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that, like, I think every single Challenger that was ever made, you and I have both touched. Like we've done, you know what I mean?
So.
Like,
some of those early ones I had very, very little to do with.
Okay.
But yeah, ever since.
And I think the Challenger is classic in that it is familiar looking and feeling. The new level 1 and level 2 stuff is like, that's going to break that's going to be a game changer for us.
Yeah, I think it will be.
And especially if you watch Dylan's video tomorrow, I think it's going to go live. He's got the it's not a live video, but it's a Challenger level 1 that we sent him, and he upgraded the pickups to what's going to go in the loaded package. And the loaded package is really the only thing that's even on the website right now for Challenger level 1. In fact, all the Challengers are loaded package right now. And I think through the end of the year, everything's going to be loaded package. And then January 1, you're going to be able to buy the standard package, which is like, doesn't include all the Gucci, upgrades.
So right now you're getting the loaded package for the same price as the regular package.
Yeah. And then January 1, the loaded package is going to go up in bucks. So it's not a lot of time. But I think that when Dylan comes out with his video, a lot of people are going to want to get on one of those because you get the Dylan pickup upgrade, you get the Flipside Music thing, you get the free T-shirt deal. The Flipside Music thing is a gift card. And it's about $1,200. I mean, it is far and away the most guitar you can get in an American-made instrument for the least amount of money that you can get. Nobody else makes anything that's even close.
No.
To having all Hipshot hardware and Dylan pickups and Hunter and mahogany and it's super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, January 1, I think the standard package will go back to being $12.99 or $11.99, and the loaded package price will go up. So anyway, but yeah, the Challenger is, I think it's super cool and super unique, but also very familiar, and it reminds me a lot of the 85 Paul Reed Smiths, which I get look a lot like the 2023 Paul Reed Smiths, but it's something new that looks like something that you've had all your life.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think people like that kind of thing. I think they kind of expect it. If they didn't, we wouldn't be making guitars out of wood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we wouldn't. I mean, there's a lot of history that you have to sort of look back and revere.
Yeah.
With modern guitars, no matter what the guitar. I can't think of one single thing that doesn't owe most of what it is to the past.
If you had a lofty goal, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a moment to decide. If you had a lofty goal for Texas Toast Guitars, and it was the number of Challenger level ones that we sold in a year, any given year, what's your like pie in the sky goal?
I'm not going to say it because I don't want people to know that kind of information.
Well, no, this is just like a goal that you think is like, that would be great if we could do that.
If we could sell just level ones, not everything else.
Yeah, just level one Challengers. Okay,
and everything stays the same.
And everything stays the same. Well, I mean, no, the quality stays the same, obviously.
But I mean, workforce stays the same.
Oh no, I didn't say that. But in the next in the next decade, don't say the number.
Okay.
We'll say the number at the so, and let's just say for the sake of conversation, in the next 365 days.
Okay.
And whatever needs to go along with this number would presumably go along with that number.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you have a number in your head of by this time next year, how many Texas Toast guitars would you like to?
No, level ones.
Yeah. How many level ones would you like to sell annually?
Okay.
This time next year.
Okay.
Oh, you got your number?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got my number too.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 400.
400.
Yes. I would like to sell 400 Challenger level ones every year.
Okay.
And I mean, I think it's a terrific. What number did you say? 100?
I said 100 for next year.
Well, but I said lofty pie in the sky goal.
I thought you meant for next year.
I did, but it's but it's also lofty.
All right,
and pie in the sky.
Yeah,
so yeah,
okay.
On 1 million.
Yeah. 700 and yeah.
But you know what? When Dylan does his video, last time Dylan did a video like this, we sold what? 20, 25 of those guitars.
Yeah.
These are cooler guitars and a better value. Dylan says he fully supports this message, by the way. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure which message it is, but yeah.
I know you don't think I think about things like this, but I do.
Are you thinking about hot chicken right now?
Yeah.
Dave's hot chicken. Rod, Rod, we're going. Okay, never mind.
Let Rod have some.
Yeah, Rod. Chicken. I want Rod to throw down.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I think we're fixing to get really busy building level ones and level twos.
Let me ask you this.
I can see the point where we're going to have to get some extra workforce here.
Yeah.
I think so too. Real soon.
What do you think is okay? Lofty goal, pie in the sky. Do you think we will sell more level ones or more level twos or level two maple tops or whatever?
I'd like to think. I don't really have an opinion. I'll bet you in the end it's about the same.
Okay. I think the level 2 is actually going to be even more because it's not that much more money.
No, I don't think so either. But I think until people start knowing that or seeing them, it's yeah, word of mouth is going to decide that.
Okay, now
I have a level 1. Oh, it's really cool. I have a level 2. It's really cool. It's slightly better. I've had a level 1, and I like the level 2
I bet you everyone's going to want to get they're going to want to get the whole
them,
set.
Yeah, trade them. Yeah,
collect them, race them, trade them.
Yeah.
The neat thing too, you get to like pick so much stuff, even on the level 1, which doesn't have a lot of options. You still get to pick stuff.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of different neck shapes, and we have, you can pick whatever color you want.
Yeah. I've actually been looking at some guitars online, and I've had this quandary myself. Now, these are acoustic guitars; they're not electric. That's why I'm looking at guitars online.
Yeah.
Not electric guitars, but there are similar things in the acoustic world. They're basically the same guitar, but this one's dressed up a little more. Is it worth the extra scratch? Yeah. Okay.
Zoltan says, hi from the de-icing stand at Montreal Airport. This plane has a Challenger 4 on board. Okay, that was the question. Thank you very much, Zoltan. Remember we shipped it to his hotel.
Well, I hadn't seen anything from it, so I was like, he's taking another trip. No, he's going back.
Yeah. So so let's say we sold in between 100 and 400 level 1s.
Sure. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Hey, dude. Perhaps I need to let you know. My goal is to sell that many guitars 1 year.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
Which, by the way, is more than we normally do.
Yeah.
And whatever has to happen to go along with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I would bet you that we'll sell a commensurate number of level 2s and level 2 maple tops and things. Remember, Dylan's got a level 2 going out to him as well. And that thing is so unbelievably cool that I think that, you're going to want to get one of those too. How many level 3s and level 4s? Okay, now we'll do the same thing. How many of those do you expect? How many of those would you like to sell every year? The lofty goal. How many level 3s and level 4s do you want to sell? Well, that's
going to be a way lower number.
So, okay, so you got a number?
Unfortunately, no. Sure, I got a number.
You got a number? Okay. Yeah. So this is next year.
For next year.
Yeah, and again, remember, you said 100 level 1s. I said 400 level 1s. And level 2s we didn't really talk about, but that number is going to be high too. Yeah. I think if we're talking about lofty goals. What's your lofty goal for Challenger level 3s and level 4s
for next year?
For 3, yeah, same.
Okay.
Same.
Ready.
The question is kind of weird, isn't it? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5. Hey,
50.
Oh, okay, 50. I want to make 5 level 3s and 4s a year.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to make 50 still?
No, I just thought I'd give you the answer I thought you wanted to hear.
Because remember, those are all handmade.
Oh, I know.
And I want to make I want to make those be for example, there's a handful of level 3s and level 4s right now. Like Zoltan's getting one. Who else is getting one?
JB has one that's almost done.
That's right.
Joey Doodalicious has one that's almost
Mike
done.
Backloff has one
that's almost done. Yeah, there's a bunch. I don't remember everybody's name.
I want those to be like really over the top with like documentation, a little crap that goes in the case.
Well, they're not almost custom shop at this point. They are custom.
They are totally custom.
Texas Toast has a custom shop. Yeah, those guitars are it. So.
Yep. So anyway, I would like to make fewer of those and make them even more ridiculously cool than they already are, if you will.
I thought you were going to say ridiculously priced.
Well, that too. I don't know if you've noticed the price of level 3s and 4s,
I don't think anything we have is ridiculously priced.
In the grand scheme of custom made guitars, you're right.
Yeah, nothing is ridiculously priced. But yeah. It's a funny way to look at it.
If Texas Toast were to make, we're doing this Les Paul workshop now. What do you?
Oh, really?
We are.
Yeah. Really? What day are we on?
It's going really well.
It is.
All the guitars are in paint. You're going to see them soon. What would you like to see us? So like if you know, we already offer a Strat workshop, and now we have a Les Paul workshop.
Mhm.
What do you think guitars are going to be like? Hey, we could make a like
Guitar
Loring Court.
classes?
Yeah, like Loring Court's like, let's do a Red Special workshop.
Yeah,
and that's one of those things where
So
I'm like,
something
"Ah,
that
man."
I think has come up in the last few classes and that people have given us positive feedback on is the finished guitar when you leave
Mhm.
part of all of this.
Yeah,
So we were talking to
strung up and ready to play.
yeah, shit ass Brian Duncan. I don't know
love
if he's
that guy.
here.
Probably not if you call him that.
But anyway, we were talking to Brian Duncan last night, and he's taken a bunch of classes, and he's taken all sorts of different levels. And he took the he took one of the Build a Les Paul classes, and it was 7 days, but the last 2 days were paint component. The guitars weren't assembled,
Mhm.
and so he's taken that one. And then we were talking about this one. He came by yesterday and plied us with tequila.
He did.
And anyway, he seemed to think that this was the better way to go because you leave with a finished guitar, even though you don't get to do some of the early steps with woodworking, you know, but ultimately you end up with a real live playing guitar when you leave on Sunday,
which is pretty
cool. Yeah. So, in a lot of ways, I think that may be something to go forward with. Whether it's a Strat class or the Tele class or this class,
okay,
there's going to be a PRS one,
which there is.
Mm-hmm.
There
is.
You've
already put it up.
That is no, I haven't.
Okay,
but Steve and I are working on that.
Oh, okay,
and that's going to be really
so
cool.
there will be.
This isn't just me talking. This Steve from Maximum Guitar Works. So
it's going to happen. Yeah. Steve said, Matt,
okay.
50-50, but yeah.
You know, though, I try to work hard to make my ideas come to light. So
and some of these goals seem really, really lofty. I mean, this class, you know, after we did the other ones, we're like, we can't start with chunks of wood in 7 days. There's no way.
There'd be no way.
Yeah, just glue time alone, glue drying time alone would wipe us out.
Yep.
And we could rush some of the steps, end up with less guitar.
Yeah.
Or we can do it the way we're doing it. And I think,
by the way, Dan Andretta says that he sent us $5 Canadian for Joy to have a pint at the Cribman party.
Okay, good. And Dan did the same class, different episode, but the same class. And
here's something else. I want everyone to know Scott Martinez is here.
Oh, thank goodness.
But no, he says he's a party can start now. He said, "Oh, thank you." So I wanted to call him.
Yeah. So more classes with finished guitars. There was even a little bit of talk, and I can't believe I'm mentioning this. 8-day class.
From who? You or someone here?
Just. I mean, so I think I said, would you guys be okay with an 8-day class? And several people said, yeah.
Okay. Do I know them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, you know,
Loring Court still wants to do the Red Special workshop, which I think would be fun. But yeah. Driddle says, could a Les Paul Jr. style class be done in 7 days with wood and paint components? Yeah, I could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tom says, without classes, you would have to build 1.6 guitars a day. Yeah. You know, Tom, it would mean a lot of workforce upgrades.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. The other thing is, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that we sold 400 level ones a year.
And that was all you did?
Well, no.
Oh,
that was all the level ones you did.
Right.
Where are you going to put all these damn things?
Yeah.
You know, like where are all the cases going to go for all these guitars? It would require a lot of extra. There'd have to be a warehouse, and there'd have to be some other stuff, and there'd have to be a shipping department, or I don't know what would have to be involved to make it happen. But I would like to sell a lot more. The purpose of being in business is to sell guitars.
Well, I think if you're not growing, you're dying. And can we get a shop truck?
Oh, hell yeah, we can get a shop truck. Yeah. Okay.
Like a little 4-wheel drive job?
Whatever. Yeah. A little Datsun.
Datsun.
How long has it been since Datsun's
been
80,
92?
Yeah. Could we get a used Toyota?
Used Toyota? Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Some of those are cool. Yeah, Zuzu. what was the truck? I can't remember. No, that was the Mazda B200.
The Mazda.
B2000. That was the Ranger, because the Ranger was a B2000.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, let's get a new Ranger. Those are cool.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't care.
One of those. Let's get one of those Mavericks with like no bed.
I want to. Okay, hold on. Let's shift gears a little bit because we're running out of time. This is a fun topic though, where I tell you my opinions. I don't know if I've told you my opinion or not, but yeah. But here I go. I'm gonna tell you guys here. One of my opinions is what happens when I make a video.
Oh,
this is a great one.
You want my opinion on what happens when you make a video?
Hold on. First, I want to tell everybody what happens when I make a video. Then I want your opinion too.
Okay.
So last Sunday, I know all you guys watched it, but last Sunday I spent a buttload of time making a video where I was super nice, and I'm like, hey everybody, I'm going to show you how I do a Les Paul neck angle. You know, these are kind of tricky, so I thought this would be a fun one. Plus, a lot of guys asked for it, so here we go. And and I do all this stuff, and I make this video, and it does okay.
Well, but
in the grand scheme of things, it kind of tanks when you compare it to videos where I go, I hate everyone, and here's how I squirt paint on a guitar or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Well, so it all comes down to the title of the video.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Here's how I install a Les Paul neck. My favorite way to install a Les Paul neck, or whatever the name of it was. Yeah, you didn't call anybody out. You didn't. It wasn't salacious enough.
Yeah.
And every time you do a salacious one, you feel a little guilty about it.
And every time I do if you don't paint your guitar like this, you're stupid, or don't be a jerk, just buy a new neck. Those are ones that have been very, very popular.
Yeah.
Here's what I see a lot in the comments. This was a really great video, and you had a lot of good stuff to say about buying new necks rather than fixing them. But you shouldn't use a title like this because it really turns me off. And I'm like, well, I've never seen your name before. You wouldn't have watched this dumb video if it wasn't for this.
You just watched it and commented.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've never seen your name before.
I appreciate your input, but the reason we're talking right now is because I had this ridiculous title for a video that doesn't. Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's kind of part of playing the game, right?
Yeah.
And we joke. And really, I think you should be dying once a month. Well, this is it. I'm dying. That's the name of the video.
Dying to show you how to make a Les Paul.
And then you somehow roll that into something. I'm not dying. I see those videos all the time.
Matt's dead.
And there's
serious on showing you how
this
to
time
do
for
this.
real. Yeah. I don't even think they have anything to do with any money. And
let me guess. The title of the video was Ozzy Osbourne dead.
No.
Okay.
It was I'm quitting YouTube, or I'm going out of business, or whatever it is. And it's never any of that, but I click on them because you sort of, in a lot of ways, I think everybody likes to see somebody fail.
There's people like bad news.
Or people like bad news, and okay, oh man, I wonder what happened.
Let's take some super chats.
I'm dying.
Doc says investors. And by the way, Doc's got some skrill, so he might be able to invest. Sell non-voting shares, then expand. Doc, let's talk when you're in town tomorrow. Steve DeWitt says that he likes working with wood and sent us $10 for a super chat. Thank you, Steve.
Steve's good at it too. Hey, Steve.
You, buddy.
We're gonna need some workforce here pretty soon.
Bob Potter says clickbait, the more shocking, the more viewy. Yeah, I hate doing that, but that's kind of the way it goes. Hat Mike says I zoned in. Were they talking about Gibson again? No, we weren't talking about Gibson, Hat Mike. Lowering says the Les Paul neck angle video was great. Everyone leaves out that part. Yeah, and it's a thing there. I'm like, well, how do I make a title that's like, like I said, what I should probably do is I hate everybody who is, was born in July, and this is how I do a Les Paul neck or whatever.
Les Paul suck. Here's why.
Yeah.
And then not say anything about.
Here's how I do. Yeah. And then it's exactly the same video. I should just change the title.
Actually, you should, and
just
see what it does. See if it goes anywhere.
Wow.
Because they the viewership goes up and up for 4 days, 5 days, and at a week, it's pretty much done.
And I shouldn't complain because that video did have like 1,500, 1,600 views.
But
it did okay. Oh, you know what? Somebody was like, I looked at the analytics for that video, -1 subscriber. I'm like, really?
That was me. I resubscribe and unsubscribe weekly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So I
one
don't
of my many email addresses.
I don't know how to. I don't know what people want, and I keep trying. And every time I get on something that is very popular, people tell me how I shouldn't do it. Okay.
Well, so
Not
I
everybody,
think your demeanor on most videos is the same,
pretty much, yeah.
and you have like nice safe titles, and you have clickbaity titles.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we should do the same exact video with 2 different titles and see what that does.
Maybe we will.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
And actually maybe make the one with the salacious title even more milk toast. like really. Well, hey, yeah. But that wouldn't
live
work.
nude girls.
Yeah,
You probably can't. No one's falling for that.
I don't think you'd fall for that.
No.
But
No.
yeah, just even more. Yeah, it should be the exact same video with 2 different titles. You and Dylan tried that, but that's slightly different because
actually it was the same thing, and we tried different thumbnails. And I put like some lady with like a bra on, and
and Dylan
had a picture of him or me or something. And
yeah. Well, yeah. But it's not the same thing because it's not the same channel.
However, it was very similar though, because more people watched the video with the good looking young lady, and people were like, why'd you put this picture up? Doesn't have anything to do with the video. Well, because I wanted you to watch it. So yeah.
Welcome to America in 2020.
Yeah.
23. Yeah.
Priestley, California Custom says, Matt, just be yourself and say what you want to say and title what you want to title it. We are stoked to be here. God bless you, sir. And you know what?
Title it what you want to title it.
And I do, I still make the videos that I make, but you guys got to know that what I do for a living isn't make videos. We get a little bit of money from videos, and we get a little bit of money from the good people at Stuart McDonald and Dylan Pickups and Flipside Music and Maximum Guitar Works and Tonewood Experts, etc. But yeah, the product that we sell is guitars and workshops. So
yeah.
Okay. So I do have one other opinion that I want to talk about before we get to string pull, and that is, if you're still living under a rock, Stuart McDonald isn't getting more expensive. In fact, they're getting less expensive. And other guitar supply companies are going out of business. It's exactly the opposite have happened. So when I say that, I mean, one of the big names in guitar making supply industry is Luthier's Mercantile. Gone. I don't know if they're all the way gone yet, but they're going out of business. And you would think like that was if you had to like put like into like Stuart McDonald and then everybody else, but I think LMI was probably right under Studiomac. And for acoustic guys, it might have been different, but Studiomac is probably the biggest name in guitar making.
Is that where you got all that stuff?
Tools and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain something.
Well, yeah. But the prices at Studiomac aren't going up because their number 2 competitor is going out of business, which you would think would happen.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, the prices at Studiomac are going down, like almost across the board. I bought some stuff the other day, and I'm like, God, I remember when this stuff was like $10, and now it's $2. And by the way, that stuff was plastic binding. It went way down. It might have just been on sale, but it went way down, or they're trying to move inventory or something. I don't know.
I saw they had that 335 kit for like $240 or $250.
Yeah. So guys, please use the link in the description below. Buy your stuff from Studiomac. I don't know if you know this, but I get because we're like a Studiomac affiliate, and we make a handful of dollars every time you buy something that costs a handful of dollars times 100 at Studiomac. And so we get a little taste of that, but we're not big. You know what I mean? We're not buying new Ferraris with all that sweet Studiomac money.
No.
We're not even buying a used Toyota with that.
Yeah, but that kick-ass Isuzu truck.
Trooper.
Yeah.
So
Tupa would be nice.
So, but everybody who's like, oh, Studiomac is overpriced, that's such horseshit. I get so tired of hearing that, because the tools are like lifetime guarantee.
Mhm.
They're not expensive. As a matter of fact, they're actually less money now than they were 5 years ago. Just buy the good stuff and buy it once. But I was going to tell you, I get a little newsletter thing from Allie, our rep at Studiomac, and some of the things at the bottom of the email are like, here's some videos that you should see to give you some ideas about, what other guys are doing.
Oh, really?
And ours is one of them. And,
oh, really? Which video?
The buy the good stuff from Studiomac while it's on sale, not the cheap crap from Amazon.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe that's why that video took off.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But but I like having a relationship with Studiomac, and I look forward to some new. Jeff Jewett has one of the new benders, and the guy told me he was going to get me one. And I really, really want to get a bender from Studiomac.
Yeah,
because that one kind of is horse crap. So anyway,
so I'm making a video right now, and it's going to be entitled "Amazon Sucks and I'm Dying."
Okay,
we'll see how it goes.
Good idea.
Yeah,
good idea. Can you throw something in there about some politician that you like or don't like too?
No, I refuse.
That's probably
good. Religion and politics, no.
Okay.
But Amazon,
okay.
And maybe I'll say something about Bitcoin. I don't know.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, you know a lot about food for life and nutrition. Maybe you should have something about that in there too.
Oh yeah, I could absolutely. Yeah.
This is how you want to burn fat. I'll show you. I'll show you 25 things you're doing wrong, and then have a bit. And here's how we fit a less ball back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My favorite. Yeah.
How to get yoked over 50.
5.
Yeah.
The 5 foods I quit eating, and it's
that's nothing to do. And it's you eating a donut. Yeah. Yeah. That's a great one.
Yeah.
So, so Dylan is maybe going to be able to do a video with the Challenger Level 1 loaded package tomorrow.
I think he's already filmed it, and he's probably editing it. And that was the whole
idea. Do you think he got into the case candy to see all the good stuff that was inside that?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, we sent it all to him, right?
We did. Oh yeah. And then at some point, Phil McKnight's going to probably show off his new Challenger Level 2 maple top. And the one that Dylan has is actually going to go to Phil for his perusal. And Dylan says, next sanding video, how to burn fat.
Yeah.
Corey Forgrave sent us some super chat and says he's late to the party and unfortunately will not be able to make it to the Cridman party this year. Oh, that's a bummer, man. Hope you do have the second best Christmas season ever. Oh, well, Corey, it's
second best
well, because it won't be as good as the first.
It won't be. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I remember that one.
Well, anyway,
most of it.
Anyhow, so yeah. Well,
anywho,
so let's talk.
No, I'm just serious.
We have a few more minutes, Kiki, to talk about string pull and our opinions on string pull. We're gonna talk about this for a second.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go eat some Mexican food, and then we're going to get ready for tomorrow. So, I think the conventional wisdom behind string pull is that strings have to be straight off the nut to the tuners in order for things like tremolos to work properly and everything to stay in tune.
Yes.
Which is really only part of it. Really the thing that keeps guitars in tune is if nothing moves between the nut and the bridge, or if it does, it returns to 0. It comes back to where it was previously.
Yes.
The other thing is, regardless of what a string does on the 2 dimensions, a guitar is 3-dimensional. So let's talk a little bit about this, Chris.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So what do you think about the strings that go straight? There's certainly no disadvantage to having strings that come off the nut straight.
Correct.
Except for your headstock can get a little bit crowded and
it can. Yeah. So, where do you want to start? What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about 3D first. How about that? Where the heads, the strings are in one plane and they come perfectly off the nut. And at the nut, they have to break a little bit in order for them to stop vibrating at the nut.
Yes.
they have to stop on something, whether it's a 0 fret or a nut. There has to be a little bit of break angle off that 0 fret.
Yes.
Where it goes to the strings. Now, I'm not talking about like when you look at the guitar and you see the frets poking out at you and the strings are straight this way. I'm talking about if you move the guitar 90 degrees, you'll be able to see the strings here, and then they get to the headstock and they dip down. Whether it's a Fender headstock or a Gibson headstock or anything in between, they all have a little bit of break angle.
Yes.
So to say that the strings have to be straight, none of them are going to be perfectly straight. They have to have a little bit of break angle on the neck, but people focus on that
the straightness.
2D.
Yeah, really. There's two things working there, right? Yeah, you have break angle and you have
string pull,
string angle off of that nut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am convinced that a Les Paul with less neck or headstock angle would stay in tune a million times better than they do.
I am too. And you know what? We're going to have 5 examples to show you on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, they all have the classic Les Paul headstock with no modifications of tuner placement or anything like that.
Yep.
So the strings are all going to come off of that nut
at
a little bit of an angle.
Nut,
yeah. But as soon as you add that much more headstock angle to it, it just puts that much more force on something. It's like if you took a string, and that's pretty easy. And as soon as you start bending it gets worse and worse. Well, okay, here. As soon as you start bending it, it gets look. I mean, look right there. See, I'm hanging up. I'm out of tune. Jesus, what am I gonna do? And so, so headstock angle too much is not a good thing.
No,
I think they proved that with those lutes where the headstock was like that. The fingerboard's like this, and it's Unless they were trying to lock those strings in,
maybe
by doing it that way, that might have been a thing. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: is not enough break angle on the nut a good thing? It's equally bad, right?
It is, yeah. But it only has to be a little bit more.
So like even like a Fender, where like the B and the E string, they'll kind of start buzzing like a sitar unless you put a little bit more. And sometimes the staggered tuners will help a little bit.
But but even just a little bit more will take care of that.
Yep.
And is more better?
No,
it doesn't change.
Get to the point of diminishing returns.
Yeah, it might hang up now on the nut.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah. So I think that has more to do, and I know that to be true. I have several Texas Toast guitars with our headstock and trims, and our string pull's pretty straight, but it's not.
But people do look at it and go, "Your strings are not straight
enough."
And then I'm like, well, how many guitars?
And I'm going to be honest. I think the Paul Reed headstock for all its straight string pull, I think it's stupid looking.
And it's not 100%.
No, but if you look at it, the tuning pegs are different widths or different spacing from the edge of the headstock. So
that's right.
D and G strings, the top two are pushed in even more to get them closer to the center.
I forgot about that.
Almost no button left on those. It's weird.
It's a way it's a way to keep the headstock big, but shove the strings in another, I don't know, 16th, 1/8 of an inch, something like that.
And it's an odd thing, and good for him.
Yeah.
If he thought it was important.
But, well, people seem to like those guitars,
slightly nicer looking headstock.
They're excellent.
Would go
guitars,
a long way.
Yeah. Okay, but what's the one true and holy headstock angle everybody knows is 7 degrees.
7
degrees. We didn't come up with it, but
No.
we're taking the ball and running with it. So.
Yeah. Well, and
anyone who uses more or less is wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. And the funny thing is the angle, even no matter what headstock you use, they're all different. Each string is slightly different.
Yep.
So
they alter.
They do. And so, so you can't have, 17 is the one true and holy, because You know, your some of those strings are like really, really angled.
Yep. All right, Chris. Well, we've got 1 more minute, so we're going to get out of here and let Dylan take over for the rest of the night. We're going to go get our Mexican food on. No reveal tomorrow because we have a Christmas party to go to, but there will be a reveal Sunday.
Yeah, for the Sunday video, a bunch of Les Pauls.
A bunch of cool Les Pauls. All right, gang. Have a great night, everybody. Dylan, we'll talk to you soon, and God bless Chesty Puller wherever he is. Okay, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. We'll see you next time. That's a kid. Okay. All right. There we go.